Hey Angela, have you heard anything about semaglutide coming from other countries being sold in Medina, Ohio?
Yes, I have. It's totally crazy. So I actually had somebody come in the other day and she was getting her semaglutide from another clinic, and she had one of her friends pull her aside and say, hey, I'm a nurse at this clinic and I just want to give you a heads up that I'm not telling you this, but I'm telling you this, that our medication is coming from India. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I had somebody else tell me this the same thing. So we have local clinics that are getting their medications from different countries. It's just insane to me.
That's kind of crazy. So how would these clinics, if it's coming from India, know that it's, real semaglutide, or is there any concerns there?
I think there's huge concerns with this. The only way you're going to know is if you actually ask. And I have had a couple people start coming in and asking, where are you getting your medications from? Is it state, in from the states? We get our medications from a pharmacy in New Jersey. So you have to ask. You're going to have to ask your clinicians, nurse practitioners, where are you getting it from? And hopefully they're going to be honest with you and tell you.
Right. So is there any way on the bottle, is there any identifiers from the bottle without asking to identify, or is it kind of, under the radar?
I think it's going to be under the radar. I really think it's going to be difficult to see it. So you might be able to look up that pharmacy and look on their websites. But honestly, I think it's going to be under the radar. I don't know that you're going to be able to see it from their websites, because I've been on a lot of these different pharmacy websites and I really don't think you're going to be able to tell. You might be able to look on their state pharmacy board, maybe see on there, maybe go to the FDA and ask them. But I really think it might be under the radar and it's going to be very difficult to find out.
Wow, that's kind of scary
It
right
is
there.
very scary, very
So
scary.
how have you been seen it being sold? Are they selling it, in amps and vials? How is it coming to the customer?
Typically, it's coming from a vial, and the vials are with their labels on them. They're usually going to have a label with the pharmacy name on it, so you might not even know. It's not going to have any different kind of indication on it.
Wow. Um, are they so the doses with these vials, are they just normal? Is it just, perfect, or, how is that working?
That's a darn good question. So actually, we have a vial, and we're going to show you that vial. So I personally have been seeing this quite a bit. So what is happening, and this is with the online pharmacies a lot. I wouldn't. I actually think local as well. We have been seeing where they're giving you a lower dose. So the typical dosing for tirzepatide is 15 milligrams. So when you look at your vial, you want to look at it and you want to see what that milligram per milliliter is. It should be 15 milligrams per milliliter, and your dosing should come from that 15 milligram per milliliter. Now, semaglutide, you should be 5 milligram per milliliter. Now, what I just noticed today from a patient, and I actually, until today, did not know this was happening. So, what they're doing is they're giving you a 12.5 milligram per milliliter. This explains a lot to me. They're giving people lower pricing for this lower milligram dosing. So he was able to pay $800 for a vial of tirzepatide for a 4 milliliter vial for 12.5 milligram per milliliter. I'm sorry, it might be very confusing. But what that was originally, so he was, say, doing maybe 20 units. So at first, if you think 20 units out of a 4 ml vial, so 4 mLs is equivalent to 400 units. Okay. So he got what? A lot of weeks out of that first vial for $800. But then, of course, you're going to titrate up. So as you're titrating up, you are taking more units. So you're not getting as much for that $800. But the problem is he lost quite a bit of weight those first couple of months, but then he stalled. So then they come to you and they say, okay, well, you stalled. Now you need to pay $800 for a 4 ml vial, but that's only going to be 4 weeks worth of injections. So that's, you see the trick, but then they were only still giving him that 12.5 milligrams where he should have, he started in April, we're now in December. He definitely should have been at 15 milligrams. So he never went to that top dose to get the top potential weight loss that he should have had. And I've also seen this with semaglutide. So the lesson and the moral of the story is you need to be very careful and actually read and educate yourself, because if you're getting semaglutide at the 2.4 milligrams or the tirzepatide at the 12.5 milligrams, you're never getting to the top dose, which is going to give you the top full potential of weight loss. Does that make
Wow.
sense?
Yeah, so they're kind of like, watering it down in a sense a little bit.
Kind of, yeah. You're not getting that full milligram potential dose that you could be getting. So, but they're telling you you are.
Yeah.
So they're telling you that you're going to get that full weight loss or that you're on that full dose. But what you want to know what the really crazy part is? They are charging you the same that I'm charging you, but they're giving you less medication.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's actually really crazy. So actually that kind of rolls into my next question. What makes your clinic different from these clinics that may be providing this semaglutide from other countries?
So, first of all, and utmost in my clinic, I've been doing this for 3 years. I started selling semaglutide before it was even the hot topic that was out there. As a nurse practitioner, I took an oath, and my oath was protect the patient. Of course, I have to put bread and milk on my table, just like anybody else that has a job. But my ultimate goal is the patient. My ultimate goal is to take care of the patient. Yes, of course, I need to make a little bit of money. But somebody, one of the patients that was in yesterday, I think it was yesterday, but he was telling me that everybody is in this to make money. That's why they're on the semaglutide and tirzepatide train, is to make money. Yes, of course, I need to make money, but my ultimate goal, my ultimate responsibility is for the safety of the patient. And that is what Recrea does. We are here to provide safety to the patient. And in my intake, I provide a very thorough intake. Every single patient that comes in here, I don't care if you've been on it before, I don't care if you've been on it for a year. I pretend like you know nothing, because every single time I do my intake and I educate people, oh, I didn't know that. They didn't tell me that, because that's what's commonly happening is people aren't getting information. They didn't know about these side effects, or they didn't know how to prevent the side effect. Oh, they didn't know that they couldn't eat the simple carbs. Or, oh, I didn't know I could or couldn't have that kind of alcohol. Or, oh, I didn't know that that's what made me throw up. So that's why I treat everybody like they know nothing. Recrea has taken on the role of educating and teaching and training and monitoring, making sure people aren't wasting their muscles. That's what we really are trying to do. And it seems to be working for us.
That's good because you really do need a safe experience if you're going to be on something, like medication like semaglutide.
Exactly.
You
Hmm.
can't just, it's not like an over the counter drug. That's, you should be taking it very safely.
Right. Well, and that's a lot of people we've been finding out. If you're getting it online, you're never really talking to a person. You aren't getting hands held. You're not being monitored. You're not getting a body analysis. Nobody's telling you how many calories to eat, how much
Right.
protein to eat. They're not making sure that you're losing weight the proper way. They're just, here's this medication. They aren't telling you that you need to take fiber. They aren't telling you that you need to take, watch your bowels. You might get constipated. Here's, need a laxative or something like that. Or, here's the dose. They're not explaining milliliters versus units. They're giving you a vital that says milliliters, but they're not telling you the conversion to units. They're giving you a syringe, and you may never even seen a syringe before, or a vial. How many people have actually drawn up a medication out of a vial before? If you've not gone to LPN or medical assistant or nursing school, you don't know what that is. And they're not giving you instruction and teaching you how to do that. So how are they expecting all these non-medical people? How many of you have actually injected yourselves before? And now
Yeah.
we're giving you a vial, a syringe, and saying, here, shoot yourself.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
It is very
That's
scary.
kind of scary.
And, we've got thousands and thousands of people on these medications now, and, nobody has the proper education.
Right. So let's ask this. Where does your semaglutide from? Are you getting yours from out of country?
No, we actually get it from a clinic in New Jersey. Or
And
I'm sorry, a pharmacy in New Jersey. Yeah, not a clinic, a pharmacy. Yeah.
awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. Anybody ever have any questions at all, please reach out to us because I'm willing to answer anything. Since you made it to the end of this video, I know you like the content. Subscribe for more.